Hello and welcome to a Living Life Short Discourses on the Greatest Call channel. The global voice for expanding consciousness. And we shall base our discourse today on a book written by Gibran Khalil Gibran, the Prophet, a book made into movies by Hollywood, and he's been ranked New York Times best 100 sellers of all time. Again, Khalil Gibran Khalil's book, The Prophet, chapter on giving. And I quote, "Then said a rich man, 'Speak to us of giving.' And he answered, 'You give but little when you give of your possessions. It is when you give of yourself that you truly give. For what are your possessions but things you keep in God, for fear you may need them tomorrow?' Folks, you see, we mostly think the best form of giving is to give of our possessions. And we shouldn't get this wrong. Don't get Khalil Gibran or me wrong. If the entire planet, if you, me, should start by giving some of our possessions, however small, we all know we would be on our way to saving the human race from the dangerous precipice on which we all do reside. The planet is replete, is full of abundance in everything. The only reason why others have to freeze to death or die of hunger or starvation is because of greed. Greed, folks. Greed. So if we should all start today from our own little corner and give something, our possessions, a little bit of it, most of us would not freeze to death or die from hunger. One of the goals of this channel is to reduce starvation on the globe. And we will not be killing each other as well if we should start giving, only because the other person shares a different life on a different land, demarcated as not ours, has a different name, eat different kinds of foods, and speak different language. We won't be killing them just because of that. All these differences are unnecessary. Because we all do share one indivisible consciousness. What we do to others, you, me, we have already done to ourselves. So we can start from that point, giving up some of our possessions to those who need them the most. And now, almost everyone lives not more than 3 blocks away from where someone is dying of hunger or freezing to death, irrespective of your residence or mine. We get into the street and they are everywhere. The worst part is, most of us, we judge these people. Oh, they are on drugs. Oh, they are this. Oh, they are mentally ill. Oh. Ad infinitum. Many excuses not to help these people. Let us all remember that there isn't a single soul on this planet that has not made one mistake in life's decision. That is not our place. It's not our domain to judge the other person. And I always think that no matter how bad a person's decision has made their lives, they should not be denied basic necessities of life. Food, clothing, shelter. No one, and again, no one should be denied these basic necessities of life. If ultimate consciousness, if God, if Allah, if Brahma, if deity has not taken away these people from this plane, why should we judge them in a way that denies them their basic necessities? Not until someone had committed horrendous crime against humanity, no one should be denied basic necessities of life. So all these people are everywhere, whether you live in New York, San Francisco, oh God, they are everywhere. Dallas, London, Abuja, Kumasi, Accra, Delhi, Hyderabad, Paris, they are everywhere. There are always people looking for the basic needs of life. And Khalil says that is good if we can do so. However, it is not the best form of giving. We only truly give when we give of ourselves. That is the second degree. The best forms of intentions or the best forms of giving. But we can't go to the second step if the first step is not taken right. In every journey, the first step is the most important. So let us start there and then graduate to the second intention or form of giving, which is of ourselves. And he goes on to say, for possessions are things we have kept in fear of needing them someday when we cannot have them. He did not say it is not being able to have them in the future is the reason we keep possessions. No, but the fear, F-E-A-R, the fear of needing them someday. When we cannot have them is the reason we keep possessions and we keep hoarding. As previously articulated, we shall continue to glean the best narratives and practical knowledge from the sages, the scientists, prophets, and especially in this discourse, poets. For the singular purpose of expanding your consciousness, my consciousness. Again, it is not the inability to have those things in the future being the reason we keep possessions. No, but the fear of not having them. We still do believe fear is the root of all evil. Fear of not having enough makes us greedy, and that greed can spawn or sprout many evil deeds from us. You see, and he said we truly give when we give of ourselves, time, knowledge, warmth, care, smiles, hugs, genuine interest in others' lives. When people want to talk to us, do we genuinely listen to them? These are the real or true forms of giving. Again, sharing ourselves, our time, knowledge, care, physical strength, especially when someone is trying to do something and he cannot, and you obviously can. You can help them. Let us help each other, folks, for we shall not even finish doing this before heaven sends our help too. And we can promise you all, everyone, in one way or the other, need the help of someone. Everyone. So Hallel continues, and I quote again, "And tomorrow, what shall tomorrow bring to the over-prudent dog burying bones in the trackless sand as he follows the pilgrim to the holy city? And what is fear of need but need itself? It's not the dread of thirst when your well is full, the thirst that is unquenchable. Extremely profound. Most often than not, we do not take life and look into most often than not, we do not take life and critically assess and settle in on the most important. We do get so swayed easily and distracted with amassing every penny, every nickel, every dime, and material stuff of interest. Not because of need, no, but fearing we may not have them tomorrow when we need them. The fear. Unfortunately, and we mostly don't talk about them a lot, especially in the Western Hemisphere. or the western part of this planet, we don't talk about this stuff enough. But we see each person partying, each person living this planet without their possessions, partying with them. They were possessions. So why am I, why is he not living this plane with them? He possessed them, obviously. She possessed them, obviously. They own them, obviously. Why are they living without them? You know, take your Bentley and Fifth Avenue penthouse with us. Sorry. That doesn't happen, and yet we seem to forget this, and we go about our duties trying so hard to have more, to get more, and sometimes even taking things that don't belong to us or pushing others aside inhumanely, all because we want more. Forgetting we all have to eventually part with them. You know, we are all like kids, you know, just that our toys are more expensive, but we mostly see kids with toys that they don't want to leave them. But as an adult, we stand and we laugh. You know, we laugh at them because they're just being kids. We know that they are toys, that are going to leave them, or the toys will leave them. One way or the other, it is only a temporary rendezvous. However, when we get older, that doesn't change. The toys, instead of Legos, becomes Bentleys, Rolls Royces, Toyotas, Lexuses, homes, and other very expensive toys. They just get expensive with different names. But the essence is all the same. So Khalil goes on to say, there are those who give little of the much which they have, and they give for recognition, and their hidden desire makes their gifts unwholesome. Again, there are those who give little of the much which they have, and they give for recognition, and their hidden desire makes their gifts unwholesome. And there are those who have little and give it all. These are the believers in life, in the bounty of life, and their coffer is never empty. Extremely profound. You know, just like the widow's mite, and for those not in the know, there was a widow who gave all she had towards the ministry of Jesus. And he, Jesus, acknowledged the same thing, that most of the people around gave little of the much which they have. But this widow gave everything she has. And her giving, even though was just a little amount compared to the others, because she gave everything, percentage-wise, everything she has, her giving weighed heavier than the rest. And when we give just for recognition, intention before and during a project shall always be realized. So if we did give that for recognition, then we have truncated the deeper importance of giving. And recognition shall we have. However, if we have gone for a deeper intention, for the expansion of consciousness, for the good of humanity, and to forget ourselves, that giving would have been so bountiful in harvest. There would have been way much blessings in that giving, just for the pure joy of giving and for the expansion of consciousness. There would have been so much blessings in that giving. So let us raise the bar, to higher, more profound intention of helping the larger fold of humanity. And our little circle of needs shall always be provided as and when needed or necessary. Consciousness creates wherever it is directed. And by being fearful of needing the reason for hoarding, we are only creating more fear and more thirst for things which cannot slake the thirst of expanding consciousness. So we live our lives and unfortunately die without truly living a life full of fear. Is to die without living. So with our actions of giving ourselves time, money, and everything we have been endowed by life, we show consciousness that we are abundant. And that abundance, however our definition of abundance is, must be realized or materialized around us. We may not have a lot of money piled at the bank. Nope. And surprisingly, we wouldn't need it. However, everything we need must show itself at the right time, confirming me are working with a higher power. And there's no power higher than consciousness. And we shall get to know, the more we give, the more the more we give, the less we need. Again, the more we give, the less we need. And my life, your life becomes less clutter. How many of us have bought clothes and straight into the storage? We barely, if ever, use them. We have so many shoes that are hardly worn 3 times in a year. We have so many things we barely touch. And instead of giving off our energy to all these things, we can better focus them on ourselves and our evolution and share these blessings. Others have barely one working or in good condition shoe. Others do barely have a means of transportation, whilst we have many cars that we hardly sit in. So again, instead of giving off energy to all these things that we keep piling, hoarding, we can better focus on ourselves and our evolution, and then give them to those who need them the most. When we do thus, living is more blissful and bountiful. We keep buying the things we don't need, and then we complain so much about depression. We are only depressed when we live a life just for ourselves, mostly. Most depressions would peter out or fall into oblivion should we decide to live a life full of sharing. Sharing every good thing we have been endowed, gifted in or by life. And the good news is, like I said again, the more we share, the less we need. And the more you hoard, the more you need. It's ironic, right? Just like Khalil said, it's not the thirst when the well is full, the one that is unquenchable. What that means is that the more we have, the more we need, the more we feel that we don't have enough, so we should push for more. Again, the more you, me, the more we share the good things in life, the more they come and the less we need. So we keep on sharing, and that is the virtuous cycle we should all be aiming for. We should all be striving for. For the more we hoard, the more we shall need, and the more we shall hoard, and the more miserable we shall all become. Sadly. Once again, this was the Living Life Short Discourses on the Greatest Coach channel. And remember, this channel is here to glean and disseminate all the greatest knowledge and experiences for the singular purpose of expanding our consciousness. Giving is living, and living is giving. To live more, give more. Thank you all for the 1,000 strong subscribers in exactly 86 days. God bless you, your family, and the planet. See you all very soon.